Hi guys, welcome to Manhood Explained. My name is Camille. Today is 5th of October 2020. Welcome to video number 283. Today I want to talk about loneliness, as I think this is one of the least understood subjects by guys, and this is the thing that murders our relationships. And many times we wake up too late and then we completely have no clue what to do with this. So I want you to understand that, first of all, the baseline for all of this, to understand that the whole subject, is that our girls are so much more emotional than we do. And you've got to understand, loneliness is emotion. So we're going to play emotion game here. And there are probably plenty of more, but I found three major things that may happen in your relationship that may cause these emotions to be spawned in between you two. First of all, if there's no verbal appreciation of yourselves, or appreciation based on some sort of actions. So if you never you never tell your girl that you love her, if you never tell her that you appreciate her, that she's the special one, she's beautiful, that you appreciate what she does, or when you never basically do anything to prove that with your actions, like doing something out of the ordinary. It might be anything. Preparing her a tea, or giving her a massage. I don't know, anything that will prove in action that you really do care, that you really do appreciate her. And if this doesn't happen, how do you think it makes her feel? When she does so many things in your house, when she's here, when she's supposedly part of this relationship, and what she gets is nothing. How do you think it makes her feel? Let me guess. Lonely? It's like being here but not being here. Being completely ignored, being completely, not seen. That is why this kind of behavior will bring or spawn the feeling of loneliness. And you've got to understand, it goes both ways. You can feel the same way. You can do so much things in your relationship, but it's never appreciated. It's never mentioned. It's, if you do that, it's great, but nobody will see that. But if you stop doing that, then you will see that people say, why did you stop that? How would that make you feel? Lonely. Second thing that happens in relationships that may bring the same thing basically to your relationship is not knowing what your partner does. You see, how do you think it's going to make her feel if she's going through and grinding through some stuff and you don't care? If you completely have no clue what she's doing. And it's probably, that's one of the major issues that if I'll probably ask most of you guys, what really does your girl do? You'll say, I don't know, something with yoga, something with, I don't know, languages, something with sports or nutrition. You see, that's the problem. Because if she's going through that, it's important to her. She grinds. She finds moments when she needs someone to talk to, someone to say, listen, I'm struggling with this. I'm not able to overcome this thing. And you're not there. You don't even know what she does. How do you think it makes her feel? Let me guess. Lonely? How do you think she's going to feel if she spends so much time on things that is so important to her, but you're not there? Third thing that makes this thing happen in a relationship is not having the same goal. Not having something that you try to reach. It's a huge problem because you may seemingly go the same way, but at the end of the day, you end up being completely missing the point, missing yourselves. And many times it might be based on you not knowing what she wants or what she does, but then out of like a obvious conclusion, if you don't know what she's doing, you don't know where she's going. That's that simple. And then ask yourself again, how does it make her feel? When she's trying to get somewhere and she's doing everything she can to get to that goal, and you're not even there. Let me guess. Lonely? You see, that is why so many marriage counselors say the same thing. I asked the guy, how's your relationship going? And he says, everything's cool, everything's awesome. And then this counselor asks her, and she says, I'm leaving him in a month. Why? Because I've seen that so many times. Your girl, for some apparent reason, goes through that pain, feeling lonely, feeling regret, feeling disappointment. All those emotions that kind of bring her to the point of feeling loneliness, feeling lonely. And then, I don't know why, I'm still trying to kind of figure it out. What is the reason that this happens? Maybe you ladies, when you're watching this, maybe you'll be able to answer this question. But she's gonna keep this until it's gonna grow so big that then she's gonna explode. It's with such a huge darkness and pain that first of all you won't know how to reply to that, and you will have no idea how to deal with this. And then many of you are doing very stupid mistake. You try to prove her wrong. You try to use arguments to tell her that this not happened, this is not true, you said something different, I did this and I did that. You've got to understand that from position of a person who's telling you, I'm lonely, you trying to prove her wrong is like trying to prove that her emotions were not there. But they are there. She's feeling that. So your arguments are completely invalid. That's why one thing that I want you to really understand, you will have to know where the conversation or the argument or the discussion is about some logical argumentation, some things that we need to figure it out because, there are arguments to be used, and then, we're going to get to some conclusion. And there's a completely different thing when you're dealing with situation or argument based on emotions, on feelings. It's completely two different worlds. That's why don't try to prove her wrong. It's not going to work. You're just going to make it worse. The only thing you can do in this situation, when you see that this whole thing is about emotions, about feeling lonely, about feeling regret and disappointment, the only thing is to go down the route of emotions. And you see, because so many of us, we don't really deal with emotions, it's so hard to us to understand that, but I need you to get this, because the only way to deal with these negative emotions is by being patient, by being peaceful, by loving, by being the person who basically say, babe, I love you. If something happened, something went wrong, let us figure it out. I'm here to help you. I'm here to listen. I'm here to find the solution to this. And that's the time to hug her. That's the time to kiss her. That's the time to say, I'm going to do whatever needs to be done for you to feel better. Because there's no way for you to fight this thing on arguments. And you see, I'm not trying to put you in a position that you know how to manipulate the situation. But what I want to say is that in this kind of situation, when everything explodes and you see these dark clouds, the only way for you to survive this whole thing is to be emotional and kind of meet the negative emotions with positive ones. But even more, you've got to understand that many girls, many ladies, because of they're in such a huge distress emotionally, many of them will make a decision that will hurt you guys and even more hurt her even more. Because, let's say it straight, no decision made under heavy stress and heavy negative emotions is a good one. And many times, and I've seen that happen as well, it's much harder to come back from a decision that you made under these heavy emotions than deal with the emotions itself. So that's why if you want to save her, if you really love your girl, you have to learn how to have this kind of approach when something happens, to be able to say it with peace, with love, with kindness. That's the only way. Because listen, this is what I want you to take from this video. I want you to be a smart guy. I want you to be able to differentiate where are you having a discussion based on arguments and where we have an argument based on emotions. If this is the emotional one, the only way to save your girl, the only way to save your relationship, the only way to really prove her that you love her is by being loving, kind, peaceful, and trying to understand what was the reason and what we can do with that. Because the whole argument and every solution will be emotional based. Think about it and do something about it. Because the only way to fight loneliness is with love. If you liked this video, like, share, comment. If you didn't, comment as well. Tell me what you think and what is your experience. And if there's anything you want me to talk about, give me a shout and I'll be glad to do it for you. And that being said, see you tomorrow.